Chapter 20. Conclusion. A voice of warning. Will you be slack, brethren, and let the evil come upon us, when we forewarn you of the future events that are coming? Heber C. Kimball, J.D. 4338. Nearly every prophet spoke of events in the latter days. It was a period of time they all looked to with deepest interest. These prophets have told us that the most devastating calamities are to take place in the last days. But they also said that eventually there will be greater peace and prosperity than ever before, lasting for 1,000 years. Thus will be seen the great conflict between war and peace, depression and prosperity, destruction and construction, and the final battle between good and evil. It is no wonder that the prophets have had so much to say about the latter days. Have you ever stopped to think that approximately 1/3 of the Bible is prophecy? Page after page of God's revealed word has to do with the time immediately ahead of us. In fact, almost 90% of the events prophesied to happen in the Bible have not yet occurred. Where are we now in prophecy? By Herbert W. Armstrong, page 3. In summary, then, the prophets through their voices of warning have taught us 1. How wicked the world is, how fallen our nation has become, and how wayward the saints in the latter days are. 2. The various methods of destruction which will befall the wicked in the last days, doing away with all that is bad, and humbling and purging those who remain. 3. The Lord will intervene in the affairs of men by causing famines, plagues, earthquakes, and pestilences. 4. The righteous from all nations will gather together and leave Babylon to its fate. 5. The saints must store food and supplies as a protection from the calamities that are coming. 6. The Lord will give them understanding and great blessings, so that his people will know that he is God. No more will they be deceived by false prophets and incorrect doctrines. 7. The cities of both New and Old Jerusalem will be built or rebuilt. 8. The saints shall have great riches in abundance, and this wealth will be used as the Lord intends. 9. The kingdom of God, or the government of God, shall be established and will govern all the earth. 10. And then shall the millennium, the promised 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, become a reality among men. The millennium, or terrestrial order of the world, will be too exalted, too sacred, for the wicked. For this reason the Lord must cleanse the world of all its iniquity and corruption, through these purification processes. For the Lord hath a controversy with the nations, he will plead with all flesh, he will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. Jer. 25:31. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Matt. 24:21. Today's major problem seems to be a diabolical international conspiracy, which is planning for a new world order counterfeit to the kingdom of God. It is the same old secret society of evil men who have always tried to rule the world. Actually, it is the kingdom of the devil organized, financed, and programmed by devil's disciples on the earth, and empowered by his own priesthood. From the Garden of Eden to the present, he has usurped dominion among men, creating wars, causing depressions, and ruling as the god of this world. 2 Cor. 4:4. The culmination of this great conflict was described by Jesus as kingdom against kingdom. Matt. 24:7. The purpose of issuing prophecies is to warn the people. The righteous will heed them, the wicked will not. But it is the obligation of those who believe the prophets to warn the wicked, for the Lord has said, Behold, I send you out to testify and warn the people, and it becometh every man who hath been warned to warn his neighbor. Therefore, they are left without excuse, and their sins are upon their own heads. D&C 88:81-82. After this cleansing process is complete, there will be no more corrupt politicians, armies and navies will have been destroyed, and wickedness shall cease. Satan will have no more power and influence among men. Those remaining will obey the laws of God. They will be able to commune with angels and live under the government of God. Those few left will be sick of war, they will despise sin, and they will seek goodness and truth. No one will want to return to the corrupt practices and devices existing in our present society. And many nations shall come, and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Micah 4:2-3. Just as God created this earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh, so shall the earth exist in this mortal state for 6,000 years and rest during the seventh. This will be the golden era of peace and prosperity, and the earth will receive its paradisiacal glory, or second estate. There will be beautiful gardens, harvests will be abundant, and nothing shall hurt in all my holy mountain, and even the bells upon the horses will read holiness to the Lord. Every animal and every creature will have lost its savage instincts where the lamb shall lie down with the lion. Beautiful buildings, temples and cities will adorn the earth like a crown of jewels upon a king. There will be such an atmosphere that man will not die, no freshly dug graves will protrude from the earth, nor shall there be weeping for the dead. Man will strive to save man rather than to destroy him. Angels will frequently visit the earth, and the living and the dead will labor together, bringing about the eternal cause of salvation and exaltation for mankind. Such are the blessings of those who heed the warnings and messages of the prophets, and prepare for the great events to come. Joseph Smith, one of the greatest prophets of all times, admonished us to study the prophecies, and rejoice that God grants unto the world seers and prophets. TPJS, page 12. Certainly we have reason to rejoice for the lives and teachings of all God's prophets, who help us to understand Christ's second coming, and his millennial reign on earth.